is right here. I figured out what you're doing wrong. I figured out what you're doing wrong. Now, not everything you're doing is wrong. But there's one thing that I found that I continue to do. And every time that I step into this, it changes the whole trajectory of my day. You're letting your emotions control you. You're letting your feelings control you. You're letting how you feel dictate to what you're going to do. At least I know I do. And we're a lot alike here. You might be doing something different than me, or you might be, in a different part in your life, but essentially we're all going through the same exact thing. And what I found is that you are letting your emotions dictate your day. You are letting your feelings dictate to what you're going to do. I mean, it's easy. We say, I'm too tired to do that, or I can't do that because of such and such. You give your reason there. So just because you feel something doesn't mean you have to entertain it. Just because your feelings are telling you to feel this emotion doesn't mean you have to partake in it. Now, this is an easier principle to think about than to actually apply. Because I can give myself all the information that I need to actually do something, but until I actually apply it, and until I actually take that information that God is giving me and apply it into what I'm doing, so just because you feel something doesn't mean that you have to entertain it. So just because you're mad, just because you're sad, just because we can list all the emotions that we feel, just because you're horny doesn't mean you have to act on it. Just because you feel something doesn't mean you have to act on it. God dropped this in my spirit as I was dropping my son off. And I really started back engineering it to say, okay, God, what does this mean? What does this mean? He says, you're letting your emotions dictate to what you're going to do. So if you feel tired, automatically, you just don't do anything. Instead of getting yourself up and doing it anyway. Instead of pushing through that feeling. Instead of pushing through that emotion to say, all right, I might be tired, but I'm going to keep pushing through this. And I'm going to do it the best that I can. And the spirit fell. Type that in the chat for me. Say, the spirit fell. The spirit fell. And what does this even mean? When we need strength, we need the spirit. When we need to do anything, we need the spirit. When we have those days where we just don't feel like it, we need the spirit. Even on the days that we do feel like it, we need the spirit. Now, what spirit, you might ask? The spirit of Christ that lives within you. The spirit that rejuvenates, the spirit that refreshes, the spirit of refreshment. You can do it. I want to speak this into your spirit. I want to speak this over your mind. You can do it. You can do it. Whatever it is that you're trying to put your mind to, whatever that idea is, you can do it. You can do it. I already know you can. I already know you can. With the spirit on your side, you're stronger than you think. With the spirit on your side, you can do anything you put your mind to. Sometimes we just need to stop and ask for help. Sometimes we need to stop and ask for help. Sometimes we just need to pause and realize where our strength comes from. Sometimes we just need to take a second. So right now, just take a minute. We don't even have to take a minute, take 30 seconds. Say, I need your help. God, I need your help. I'm tired of trying this on my own. I'm tired of trying in my own strength. I'm tired of making it a bigger deal than it needs to be. I'm tired of making excuses. Think about if Joshua would have made excuses. Think about if David would have made excuses. Think about if Moses made, oh wait, he kind of did. But God provided a way for him even though he was making excuses. Oh, I can't talk very well. He says, I'll give you Aaron. So God's always got a backup plan for your excuses. Each excuse that you have, each excuse that you make up, so, have your feelings become your excuse? Oh, I'm too tired to do that. Okay, well, good job. Good job, good job, good job. But now it's time to push forward. Now it's time to understand that no one is coming to save you. I'm sorry to break your pop the bubble, but nobody is coming to save you. You have to pick yourself up from here and understand that it is time to push harder. So it got a little rough, got a little tough, got a little adversity came, and a little bit of pushback came. Good. That means you're stepping into something great. But that's what happens. It gets a little tough, then we give up. It gets a little rough, then we give up. There's a little pushback, so then we lay down. So I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to challenge you right now. Because you can do it. Yeah, you can. And you are strong enough. You got the exact strength that you need. You don't need to make excuses anymore. You don't need to make excuses anymore. It's time to lift yourself up. It's time to pick yourself up and begin to push through all of this. Whatever you're up against right now, push through it. Oh, that feeling, that whatever that is, that emotion, push through it. Push through it, push through it, push through it. Because you got this, all right? You got this. You can't give up right here. I'm not going to let you. You have to keep on pushing. You have to do what God has told you to do. And take that next best step. That next best step. Make the phone call. Make the phone call. I can hear this in my spirit. Take that next step. Make the phone call. Ask for help. Send the email. You're already approved. You're already approved. They've already said yes. Yep, you're already approved. Just begin rejoicing right now because it's already done. Just begin getting excited. Let your spirit start to churn in this excitement of knowing that you're already approved and you're already there. God's already done it for you. God has already done it for you. Now, let's get back to the entire message here. Just because you feel something doesn't mean you have to give in to that feeling. Just because your emotions are telling you to feel something doesn't mean you have to die there. So just because you're mad, just because you're sad, just because you're tired, just because you're horny, just because the list goes on and on and on and on, don't let that become your excuse, and just keep pushing.